et d'amour avec les fêtes de mariage et d'anniversaire. Nourrissons notre foi en Dieu avec les services de prière et de culte. Suivons l'histoire du Congo et les documentaires des Congolais. Soyons connectés sur les actualités des filles et des fils du pays partout dans le monde. Découvrons des émissions de qualité, partageons notre savoir. Nous sommes à votre disposition pour vos émissions directes de notre studio, dans vos studios, dans vos églises ou même dans vos maisons. Appelez-nous, contactez-nous sur WhatsApp. Boss Prophets TV, tout le monde en parle.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Young Queen Talk Show. I'm your host, MARLENE Mayele. Once again, we are bringing you something. As you can see in the background, it says bullying. Last week I was here and we had the relationship topic and that was hot. But today the subject is quite sensitive. So I urge of you, parents, brothers, sisters sitting at home, go and get your cuppa, make a brew, sit down and listen to what we're going to talk to you about. A young girl experienced bullying from the age of 13 years old. As I speak to you now, she's in here and I will introduce her to you very soon. She's now an adult, a young adult, and now in university. And only now she's able to speak out about the things that happened to her. Bullying is related to depression. Bullying can be led to depression. And when you deal with bullying, you sometimes find yourself dealing with low self-esteem. You find yourself getting to the point where you want to commit suicide, being suicidal, committing suicide. And some people have eating disorders due to bullying. I myself, I can speak of such things because I've experienced such thing. But I'll let you know it's not good. Sometimes you'll be the one receiving it. And when you're receiving it, you want to defend yourself. So therefore you find yourself that you become the bully. And when you realize that you're now the bully, you step out of it. But some people, they do not step out of it. Some people use it as a punching bag. They have their own issues at home. They have their own low self-esteem. And they want to use you as a punching bag. Bullying is not a joke. This is why I really want to address this today. We're going to take a quick break, although we just started. I want to take a quick break just to make sure she's ready because it's a very sensitive subject. And we'll be right back. So we'll be right back. Thank you.
Coucou, c'est Nathalie Makoma. Promo sur SepelaTV. SepelaTV Box est commis à 55 livres. Et encore plus, 10 jours gratuits. Et encore 15 livres par mois. Abonnement à SepelaTV. Oh mon Dieu. En profitez. Boya parce que promotion awa. Et zaline kopé la moto. SepelaTV. Wow. It's the best. Nathalie Makoma. À bientôt.
Hiya, thank you for tuning back in. So I'm going to introduce the young lady that I mentioned earlier before. Hello, darling.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Please introduce yourself to the viewers who are watching.
Hi guys, my name is MERVEILLE.
Would you like to speak up a little, please?
Sorry, hi guys. I'm quite nervous, but my name is MERVEILLE. I'm 19 years old and I'm at university. Yeah.
What are you studying at uni?
Criminology and sociology.
Criminology, yeah? Put those bullies down. And what country are you from?
Congo.
You're from Congo,
yeah.
DRC Congo.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know it's a bit of a sensitive subject and you probably wouldn't want to hear all the questions that I have to ask, but it's really important and relevant that we speak about this.
Okay.
And you did want to be here, but it took some time for you to get into that comfort zone to be here, which is completely understandable. So talk us through, you were 13 years old. I don't know what I'd do about. You were 13 years old.
Yeah.
You started secondary school and then it just kicked off.
I feel like, because I was tall, but also like you can see I'm not the skinniest. So it's one of those things, it's like, it's like I knew someone was going to make a comment, but I didn't think that I would get bullied. Like, and it's also, I got bullied from year 7 all the way to year 9.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's when, and I got bullied. It was guys that used to bully me, so guys older than me.
So not girls, but guys.
Yeah.
So when you say older, you're in year 7, it's year 8. You're
Yeah.
in year 8, it's year 9. You're in year 9, it's year 10.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and it was different guys as well. So it'd be like one guy at the same year, and then the next year I'm like, yes, finally, no, there's another guy that's gonna bully me. So it's like that.
So it was ongoing, but different people.
Yes.
As the years went on, it was different people.
Yeah.
But in the same school.
Yeah, same school.
What did they used to say? What were the remarks?
Yeah, like, oh, that I'm fat, or like, because usually girls in year 7, 8, and 9, they're usually stronger than boys. So because I was big and tall, and I had like head shoulders, so they'll call me a man, they'll call me like all this types of things. So it's like, I just had to like swallow it kind of thing and all that jazz, yeah. Or they call me like a gorilla and all that jazz, so yeah, that's what they'll do, yeah.
Was the gorillas a slight comment because you're black or you're African, or
no, those,
just simply?
Yeah, simply just because of my
broad shoulders.
Yeah, because the people that used to call me that, they were ethnic minorities too, or one guy who was black too, so yeah.
From like African Caribbean,
yeah.
you know. So, did you ever stand up to them?
No, and that was the biggest mistake. But I feel like it's because I already got, like, I already had a low self-esteem coming into secondary school. So for me to stand up against the guys, so I'm like, nah, let me just leave it. So I always brush it off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's only now that I start to stand up for myself. But back in the days, it was either I'll get into a fight or I'll just walk away. So yeah.
Can you talk us through a typical day of your year 7, year 8, year 9, a typical day at school?
Yeah, it was just like, it's kind of like, in class it was cool, but when you're in the playground, that's when it just begins. Someone's just shouting, oh, fatty, what, you know, and all that jazz, and I'm smiling just to avoid me crying, but it wasn't cool because it destroyed my self-esteem. And obviously, those times I was always like, I wasn't seen as the prettiest as well, so that was already a lower thing, and it's just like, ugh, yeah.
Was it just verbal or physical?
No, it was verbal, because the boys that used to bully me, I was stronger than them. Even though I didn't get into a physical fight, but I knew that, they also knew that if we was to get, I would beat them up, but but it's just that I didn't know how to defend myself verbally, so that's what got me to a weak point, because I told myself I can't fight in secondary school. So that's what got me into really in my weakness there, yeah.
So at what point did it lead to depression?
Yeah, I feel like this is when I was in year 8. I feel like definitely started leading to depression. I was really sad. I'll come like, and it's weird because at school and at home, I had a big smile on my face. But my mum used to see something that, it was quite funny because it's like, even though I had a big smile on my face, I'll still cry in my bedroom. And it's like, sometimes I just didn't wanna like, sorry. Sometimes I just didn't wanna live. Like, there's times where I was like, oh God, just take me away, because if it's just like this, then what's the point of me like being here, do you know? Because
it's really difficult.
Yeah.
Were your parents together?
No, by the time that I got bullied, they were divorced already.
Would you say divorce played a key role into your low self-esteem? The fact, because sometimes when you're coming from a family that's not very settled, or divorce can lead to so many things, it can break a household. Do you feel that played a role into what you're going through? Like you couldn't speak out?
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to divorce, I think divorce affects a lot of children, but especially being bullied, it's like, you already see your mum as a single mum. She has so much.
Can I get some tissue, please?
So,
yeah.
Like she has already so much burden when it comes to like 3 kids.
Yeah.
So already then, like, I didn't want to hurt my mum even more, just knowing that I was getting bullied. So that's why I used to just leave it. But yeah, divorce, I think that it did affect me when it comes to speaking up, because there's certain things that you get taught by parents or whatever. It's like sometimes you don't get taught, and it's like sometimes it's just also like in being an African parent as well, compared to being in a Western family, like a white family, you know, like European family.
Is that because they're more comfortable to speak about things that happen in this Western society, and the African family are not very comfortable doing so?
Exactly. You know, like, sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry. But yeah, especially some African parents they don't have any communications. Like my dad, when he comes to speak and things like that, he's like, oh, MERVEILLE, like, you're reacting too much. Because with him, he's a typical African man. Like if I was to add weight, he'd be like, MERVEILLE, you're getting fat, you know? And I'm just like...
So at home, you get it as well, like, you're getting fat. So it's bad enough that she has to get it at school. She's also being told at home that she's getting fat. Like, that is so horrible.
Yeah. And it's, but it's like, it didn't affect me that much because I didn't live with my dad. So I was like, I can just breathe. My mom didn't say it. It was just my dad. They used to say it. But it's like, it's kind of like this harsh love, because it's just like, MERVEILLE, this is nothing. If it was in Africa, then it would get even worse. I'm just like, okay. But yeah, it did affect me, kind of thing.
Were you able to sit down with your mum and speak about it?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it got to the point when my mum was like, she was like, okay, there's something wrong with the school, but there was a close teacher as well. She was like, no, there's something wrong. So she thought it was something wrong at home, because I didn't speak to anyone. And then finally when I broke down, my teacher was like, no, you need to tell your mum. So then that day I told my mum. And then she was also upset, because she was like, why didn't you tell me?
How old were you when you broke down? Because it started at 13, you experienced depression at 14 years old, and you said it went on for 3 years in that school. So were you 15, 16 by the time you broke down?
I feel like it was in year 8, when it was in year 9.
15?
Yeah, probably.
So having dealt with this from age 13, breaking down into depression at the age of 14, a year later, that's when you spoke out.
Yeah.
What happened for you to speak out?
I started to get fitter, because I lost a lot of weight when it came to year 10, because I used to do a lot of sports. But I used to go to the gym a lot and all that jazz. And then when I was walking to the gym, the guy that bullied me saw me, and he was like, oh, fatty and all that jazz.
You're going to gym at the age of 15?
Yeah, because there's a small gym in the school. So I was like, okay, let me just get myself fitter and whatnot. So I just did like treadmill and whatnot. And then walking towards it, because the gym was like, you have to go outside and then go back inside. And then that's when the guy saw me. He was like, oh, you're so fat. So I was on the bicycle, and then my teacher was next to me, and I just cried. And he was like, oh, what's wrong? And then my friend, she was there, she saw what happened, and she told the teacher. And then that's when she was like, okay, we need to tell your mum, because this shouldn't be happening and all that jazz. But yeah.
Do you want to take a moment? Can we take a break, please?
Sorry.
It's fine.
Coucou, c'est Nathalie Makoma. Promo sur SepelaTV. SepelaTV Box est commis à 55 livres. Et encore plus, 10 jours gratuits. Et encore 15 livres par mois. Abonnement dans SepelaTV. Oh mon Dieu. En profiter. Boya, parce que promotion, et Zaline coupé la moto. SepelaTV. Wow. It's the best. Nathalie Makoma. À bientôt.
Thank you if you're watching, and for those who just tuned in, thank you for coming back into the Young Queen Talk Show. As you can see, we have a young girl. We are speaking about bullying, how bullying led to depression. Bullying is not a joke. Bullying affects the children of this day, the youth. It affected people back in the 80s, back in the 90s. I dealt with bullying, but the way which is being dealt with now is completely different. We have social media, so you have the social media platform that people are being bullied on. You have people doing self-harming, eating disorder, wanting to commit suicide, all because they are being bullied either on social media or either in school. And we really, really need to put a stop to this. I feel like us talking about it today is a start, and I'm sure many people have also started before we did so today. As you saw earlier on, she was breaking down, so we just had to take a quick break. But now that we're back, we're going to carry on from where we were, and be patient with her because I'm starting to get tears in my eyes too. Okay. So you said you started going to the gym at the age of 15 in order to lose some weight and feel comfortable with yourself because you were not feeling comfortable with who you were.
No, I wasn't. And my PE teacher, because those are times where, because we started GCSEs early, so we started in year 9.
Yeah.
So then my female PE teacher, I was like, okay, I'm gonna lose some weight and all that jazz. And then she was like, okay, I'm gonna help you do it, but don't put so much stress in yourself. I was like, okay. That's when I started losing. That's when I got like really motivated and started like losing the weight and getting more fitter and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like I was still going through like the bullying, but it was like, how can I say it? Me losing weight was escape from the bullying basically.
Yeah.
But even when I was losing the weight, I was still getting bullied regardless. So it was weird.
In which way? What were they saying then? Because
I didn't reach the goal yet, so I was still getting bullied about being fat and all that jazz, or even just being a man, because I had like hench shoulders or broad shoulders that usually guys would have compared to females and all that jazz. So I'll get bullied that I'm not feminine enough and all that jazz. So yeah, that's how I used to get bullied. And then when finally I spoke up, I feel like that's the importance of speaking up, because when finally I spoke up, then I feel like a lot of things just started down because teachers actually started taking action. And also
started noticing what was taking place. Okay.
And my mum was also like calling the schools to make sure that I was doing okay and all that jazz. So I feel like it's just good to speak up than suffering alone. Yeah.
So you said you wanted to take your life. How did you get to the point of wanting to take your own life?
I feel like I just felt useless, because if it's just me being bullied, because even when I was bullied, it's like, you know, I had someone saying to me that, oh, like, you're just a waste of space. Yeah. And it's like, it's hearing that a lot. I'm just like, you know what, maybe I am, like, what's the point of me being there, you know? I do praise God though, I didn't take my life, you know, and it was weird because even though I wanted to, I wasn't at the point of getting something and doing something to myself. So I wasn't there yet, but I was like, the thoughts was already there.
So you had the suicidal thoughts?
Yeah. And when the thoughts was already there, that's when I feel like that alarmed me, because I'm like, okay, you know what, Merveille, like, you need to speak up, because you can't be feeling this way as a human being, you know? So it's like, yeah, that's when I was like, you know what, I have to talk to someone about it. And even like my mum, when she found out that I was depressed and all that jazz, then she had like my oldest cousin. She was more like a mentor, and she was also doing like therapy in her uni as well.
I was just gonna ask, do you have any other siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister and a brother, but also have like cousins just around the area. So yeah, so she would sit me down and she'll just talk about it, and then like, okay, at this point, go to the mirror and say that you're beautiful and this and that. So, yeah,
definitely.
You know, and then at first it was so hard to look at the mirror, you know, because I was like, ugh. But
so you didn't think you're worth calling beautiful? You didn't think you're beautiful? So they made you feel so low that you didn't think you're beautiful?
Yeah, I was like the ugly fat friend.
But now you can look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I'm a strong black woman.
Yeah.
I am beautiful in and out. It's very difficult that children are having to I don't know what words to say right now, because I'm really taken by this. I'm really taken by this, because kids, you're sending your kids out to school to study, to educate them, to give them a future so they can, you know, have a brighter future, perhaps one that you didn't have because you came from a African Caribbean community back home, whereas you didn't have the means to do such thing, and then you come here for your children to be destroyed. It's not a nice thing at all. And I like, bullies, just stop it. Literally, I don't know what else I can say to you. What I can say to you is that the people who are bullying are not your problem. You are the problem. You have the problem yourself. You can actually be dealing with depression or some kind of family trauma or loss of a loved one, and you could probably be dealing with low self-esteem yourself, and you therefore feel like you need to make someone else your punching bag, to the point where someone feels they're not beautiful. Beauty is within, is not just from the outside, because nowadays we apply extras to enhance the beauty, and beauty is within. Can you tell me a bit more of what had happened after, once the school started to pay attention to what happened?
Yeah, that's when I got into like a mentoring program where like every week then I'll sit down with a mentor, and then he'll talk to me, and then he'll be like, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's fine, take your time.
And he'll sit down, and then we'll talk about it, and then it's like he would, you know how like we're talking now, and he'll be like, okay, so thank you, and then he'll be like, okay, so what can you do to improve, and like what can you do to improve the situation and all that jazz. But then he also like told me, he also asked me like the names of every guy that bullied me and all that jazz. And what's weird is looking at the bullies.
They weren't even handsome and lads, weren't they?
No.
They weren't even handsome.
Literally. No. But it's also like they were doing bad at school as well. So it's kind of like, I would think that they were going through something outside that now it's kind of like they just picked on me to be like, okay, let me let my frustration. Because looking at each guy, it's like they were under like a disciplinary like thing, like where the teachers knew like, okay, these children, the troublemakers.
They're like on reports in school and stuff like that. Okay.
People getting like excluded and whatnot. So it's like, I think looking back at it, I realized that yeah, they were going through something too, or they'll maybe have been getting bullied already from outside. So now I just needed, like you said, a punching bag to get it on. But I feel like, as a human being, I just feel like if when you're getting bullied, don't take it. You just tell someone or stand up for yourself. By God's grace, I had friends that really helped me, because even when they found out I got bullied, they were just like, Merveille, like, why didn't you tell us you got bullied? And then one of my friends, Benjamin, she found the boy, and then she grabbed the boy, and then she was like, I'm telling you, they wasn't stronger than me. They were like, literally, this boy, he was shorter than me, and he was like skinnier than me. And then she grabbed the boy, and then she was like, Merveille, this boy's the one that this boy's the one that's bullying you. I was like, yeah, and then she was like, if you bully my friend again, watch, we'll gang up on you, we'll beat you up. And then from that day on, the guy didn't bully me anymore. But it's like, I realized that as a person that's getting bullied, I feel like you need to open your eyes. There are people around you that do love you, but I feel like when you're getting bullied, it's like you're filled with, you don't see the light, you just see darkness. Like, I'm not worth it, no one loves you. But really, people do love you. It's just opening up and seeing that people and letting the people to support you and help you. And I feel like that's what I found out as well about being bullied.
So because you went through that, your mum now understands the term bullying. Your mum now understands the term depression. And coming from a Congolese community, do you feel that we speak about this, or do we need to speak about it more?
Yeah, definitely, we need to speak about it more. As an African parent, as an African person as well, it's like, depression? Nah, man, just get over it. You're just sad, you know. They're not used to that term depression. Or like, just pray about it, you'll be fine. Even though, like, I am a Christian, I do believe in prayer, but I also do believe in talking through things and actually working through things with someone. You know, it's not, don't just neglect it, because that's just, depression is part of mental health at the end of the day, you know. So yeah, I feel like it should be spoken about more.
Okay, I love the fact that you said I'm a Christian and I believe in prayer. Did prayer help you?
Definitely. I feel like the first thing that I had to realize is that God loves me first.
Amen.
Yeah, and if I'm created, it's for a purpose. I'm not just some useless thing or just by accident.
Not for a bullying purpose,
exactly.
For a better purpose, yeah.
Exactly. You know, and I realized that once I could see what God had sees in me, then I'll be fine. You know, because like, how can I say, chasing the views of the world or chasing the world, at the end of the day, you're gonna be just sad. Because one day someone can love you, the other day someone will be like, I'm tired of you. But God can never be tired of you. So that's just for like, just seeing who God sees in me. Yes. Yeah, that really helped me a lot.
That's very good, and I feel that's a That's a good point to lean on, something to give you strength and hope, because everybody has a different faith and a different belief. So it depends on what it is that you have that gives you that faith and hope, just to give you the extra strength to get you out of that dark place, that dark area. Like you said, you're just seeing the dark, to allow you to see the light. So once you spoke and you came out, or you were in the process of coming out the dark, how was it?
It was great. But I feel like it was relieved, but I do praise God that I went through it. Why do I say that? Because now it's like, if someone was to tell me about bullying, I'm like, I can totally understand that from someone from the outside, I'll be like, I can sympathize with them, but I can't empathize. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know how you feel. It's like, but now seeing that, now going through that, I can help another person, and I can be like, oh my gosh, I know how you feel, because I went through this.
You can like mentor them,
yeah,
or coach them.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, and really helping them through, so they won't get into that level of depression, or they won't get to that level of suicidal thoughts. Yeah.
How long did your suicidal thoughts go on for?
I feel like it was on and off.
On and off.
I feel like I combated it with God, with my faith in God, but it's like I had to really just. It was going on for as long as I was getting bullied and not talking about it.
Okay.
As once as I spoke about it,
Yeah.
and I started getting help from it,
Yeah.
then that's when I was like, you know what, Merveille, like, you are useful in this world. And then that's when, yeah. So I thought that's when it ended. So throughout the 3 years, I started having it on and off. But then the third year was very harsh. And then I had to be like, no, I had to just walk out. I had to speak up. Yeah.
That's very good. So you finished secondary, you went to college, nothing happened in college yet.
Nah.
You are now a new woman.
Definitely.
Strong woman. And at university, you're now a new woman. But it's taken up to all those years to you to finally say that I can, apart from speaking to your mom and your teacher, it's taken you all those years to now say, I can speak now. It started at the age of 13. At the age of 14, she experienced depression. At the age of 15, she became suicidal. At the age of 15, she started going to the gym to work out, to lose weight, simply because they said she had broad shoulders, she was quite big, like looking like a man. It's not nice. And now she's 19 years old in university. She's studying criminology. You know? I would love to know where those bullies are. Where are you now? And what they're doing with themselves, because you find that it's not a nice thing to go through. But once you actually go through that journey and you overcome it and you come out stronger, and you're now able to deal with other issues in life. And I suppose everything that we go through in life is to give us that extra strength, to get us ready for the next journey that we're going to go through. But that's not always the case for everyone else. She's here today and she's telling you her story, but someone else probably went through the same thing and they're not here to tell you their story, maybe because they jumped in front of the train, they jumped out the window. And we're hearing this a lot now in the African community, especially Congolese community. A lot of young children committing suicides, and parents are not understanding why. You mentioned a key point earlier on, that at home you were always smiling. At home no one picked up anything. School thought something was wrong at home, and then at some point home thought something was wrong at school.
Yeah.
So there was a confusion between both of them, and that's just a lack of communication. Parents, I urge you, and I seriously urge you, that you need to speak to your children. You need to ask your kids, how are you? How was your day? How was school? Tell your children you're beautiful. Tell your children you love them. Remind them who they are, where they come from, that they're Africans or they're Caribbeans or they're black and they're strong. And that tomorrow they will be someone better than they are today. You may have journeyed through a difficult life and you're not able to do the things that you wanted to do in life, and you want your kids to achieve something much better. Let us help to make these children of this generation a stronger, a smarter, and a wiser generation. Let not bullying get in the way. When you're dealing with bullying, you find yourself, as I mentioned before, I'll read out the key points to you once again. When you're dealing with bullying, you find you have low self-esteem. When you're dealing with bullying, you find that you actually experience anxiety. You're at high risk of school absence. School absence literally will affect your academic results. You're missing the times where you can find out what this is, discover your science, your maths, your biology, your chemistry, your PE. You're missing out, and the absence is going to affect on your academic results. And physically, you will also be ill. A lot of things that starts from the mind, the thinking, later results to the body being affected. Bullying is not a joke. We need to stop this. Why are you bullying her? Because she's small, because she's fat, because she's not light skinned, because she's this, because she's Caribbean, because she's African, because she's black. There's no need. I'm really thankful that you were able to be here with us today. I know that when I was speaking to you before coming here, you were explaining a few things, and it took a lot for you to say, Marlene, I want to come in. Marlene, I want to come in. And I'm really thankful that you did that. I'm really, really thankful that you did that, because it's an eye-opener to a lot of people. It's an eye-opener to parents, to brothers, to siblings, to sisters, uncles. When children are dealing with something like this, don't just, you gave an example, your dad, you said depression, is only nitika. Don't do that. Even if you don't understand it, you should speak to them. You should ask them, like, okay, what is it? Talk me through. Because I know some of our parents have not really adapted to this Western society lives, or perhaps are not still yet speaking English the way which we do. That's not an excuse, because you speak French and you speak Lingala, so you can communicate with your kids. Like, sit down and do homework with your children. Sit down and show an interest in the activities that your child is doing. You'll make it much easier for your child to open up and be like, Mom, Dad, you know what? I'm being verbally abused. I'm being physically abused. In which way? By being bullied. And then you will help your child to go through it. You help your child, and you speak to your child, like she said earlier on, they made her stand in front of the mirror and say, I am black and I am beautiful. And indeed you are black and beautiful. You are a strong woman. You are much better than those bullies. I'm sure they had their own issues, but having to be the person who was receiving, don't make yourself feel the way that you felt before. I'm sure you know now that you're the winner. You are so the winner. You're winning, yeah? You're here giving testimonies. You're here telling your story. You're here touching lives. You're the winner. Someone could be watching this show, and it could be one of those bullies. And they're probably thinking to themselves, oh, what have I done? I shouldn't have done that. I would love to say sorry to her. You later realize in life that what you were doing was not right. You're the winner. Is there anything else that you want us to cover?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thank you very much.
No problem.
Speaking about this, we need to really just speak about it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So thank you
Definitely.
very much. Yeah.
Can you give some advice, any advice that you want to give to the young people?
Yeah, I would say that if you are getting bullied, tell someone that you trust. Tell your friend, because I feel like, especially being bullied, is like, to me it was really embarrassing, you know. So it might be embarrassing for you or shameful. Just tell someone. If that means your friend or a teacher that you like the best, your favorite teacher, or even your parents, just speak up. And also, I feel like practice with your friends on how to also speak up against those bullies. Because with me, I didn't have the ability to say something back. I just kept it and I swallowed it, which is not good, you know. But just know that you guys are important and you guys are loved and supported. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Thank you very much. I would like to add to that before we actually go to the end of the show. And I would like to let you know that teens who commit suicide often suffer from depression. And depression, as easy as it may sound, is very unexplainable. Many people say it's when you withdraw from contact. Many people say it's when you experience anxiety, then it follows up. Many people say is you just stop eating. Many people say you lose weight. Many people say you lose confidence. Many people say you start to hear voices. Depression has so many things that it can be linked to. You can experience depression because of a childhood trauma. You can experience depression because of relationship issues. You could experience depression because of the loss of a loved one. Or like Merveille here, you can experience depression because of bullying. A lot of teens are committing suicide because of such issues. Social media, although you are watching us on Facebook, does play a role in such thing. People want an increase in number of followers, people want an increase in number of friends, and they want an increase in number of likes on the posts that they have. And when they don't get it, they're not satisfied. And on the same social media platforms that we have these days, people are being bullied. We've seen for the past few years, children as young as 12 committing suicide live online on Facebook. It's not easy. I really think that we need to speak about stuff like this more often. In the African Caribbean communities, we need to do something more about this. The relation between bullying and depression is not limited. When face to face with bullying, you don't know what you're doing. When face to face with bullying, you don't know how to respond. Sometimes when you're receiving it, later on you realize that I need to defend myself, so therefore you actually become a bully. But it's not easy, as I said before. And I repeat, when dealing with depression, it's not easy. And when dealing with bullying, it's not easy. There's a website that you can go to seek for help. It's right there. Bullying, let me bring it up for myself here so I can say the right thing. One second, sorry. Bullying, www.bullying.co.uk, or you can go to bullying.com, or you can go to stopbullying.gov. There is so many things out there. If you want to do some research, go ahead and read what the UK says about bullying and the UK statistics. It's about time that we speak up in the African community. I'm Congolese, Merveille is Congolese, and we feel that in the Congolese community, we need to speak about such issues and we need to deal with such issues. Once again, when dealing with bullying face to face is not an easy thing. Please go to Bullying UK. Register, call someone. All conversations is confidential. You can even sign up to run for them. I think we should do that.
Yeah.
We're going to sign up, we're running for bullying. Yeah? We're signing up, we're going to run for bullying because bullying leads to depression. And here on The Young Queen, we are anti-depression. We do not, we don't even need no anti-depression pill because we're dealing that with ourselves, right? I urge of you, families, friends, parents, please speak to your children. It's very important. I'm MAYELE. Thank you for watching The Young Queen Talk Show, and I'll see you next week, same time. Have a good night.
Boss Province TV désormais sur satellite et en RDC. Soyons connectés avec l'excellente musique congolaise. Suivons des moments de joie et d'amour avec les fêtes de mariage et d'anniversaire. Nourrissons notre foi en Dieu avec les services de prière et de culte. Suivons l'histoire du Congo et les documentaires des Congolais. Soyons connectés sur les actualités des filles et des fils du pays partout dans le monde. Découvrons des émissions de qualité, partageons notre savoir. Nous sommes à votre disposition pour vos émissions directes de notre studio, dans vos studios, dans vos églises ou même dans vos maisons. Appelez-nous.